Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to work on making a feeder for the deer up north, and maybe the bears too, I guess whatever else decides to eat it. I went and got one of these programmable feeder kit motors that will spread the feed out, and then I've got this old container here that came out of a water softener system. This was the bucket that used to hold the salt, and that water softener system was replaced, so got the bucket left over. So I'm going to use the mounting bracket that comes in this kit that I've already taken apart, and I'm going to cut a hole in the top of it here. You can see I've already marked it off. I've taken the mount, marked the spots where I want it to be, kind of put it on the center there with that X, and then we're going to paint it with some Rust-Oleum camouflage paint to kind of match the color, so it's kind of all a olive color, I guess, when it's all done. It shouldn't take us very long. Basically, I have to drill some holes here, cut this piece out here. I'll do that with the router I've got. We'll connect this back up to it. Well, we'll paint it next, I guess. After that, we'll paint it, then we'll connect that back up to it, and then the feeder itself just kind of twists onto this and mounts onto it, and we can program that feeder to feed the deer up north maybe once a day. I don't know how much this container holds. It's probably, I'm guessing it's probably 30 gallons at least. I really don't know what the size of it is. I'm going to have to patch up that hole there too somehow, so mice don't climb into it when it's out there. I'm probably going to hang this up on a tree, kind of on the side of a tree, hook it up that way so that I can probably build a pulley system for it so I can lift it up in the tree, keep it up in the air, because if I put it on the ground like this, the bears up there are going to get to it. But I think if I hang it in a tree, the bears won't get to it. I'm going to put corn inside of it. That's what I'm thinking I'll put in it, and that'll spread the corn out there for them to eat it, and that'll give the animals something to eat all year long. We will have to take it down when deer hunting season starts up. You can't be baiting deer in Minnesota, so I think it's like 10 days before season starts. You got to take down any feeders like this. So like I said, I've already marked the pattern here. The bolts that go in it here are 7/16 bolts. So I'm going to drill those 7/16 bolt holes here. I'll drill a pilot hole in this, and then we'll use the router to cut this out. Should not take us very long here at all. If I put a hole here, I can get that router bit in there. Should be big enough to get the router bit in there, and I can just route that out real quick. Nice easy hole there. So you guys can see here, there's the hole I just put into it. That piece lines up to it now. Next we'll have to put the bolts through there and put the screws on them, put the washer and screws on. This container is pretty deep, so I put a few extensions together here with the socket on the end. See if I can go ahead and push this through. These spots. Looks like I got to make that a little bit wider. Made those holes a little bit bigger. That should be enough to get those bolts through there. So here's the first one. That fits right in there. Wonder if I can be good enough to put these all on there and then flip it. Perfect. So now you can see down in here, there's the 3 screws that are poking up. We'll get the washers and the nuts on them. All right, I was barely able to reach in there to get those washers and those nuts on there. I'm glad I got this extension. Should make it easy to tighten these up. That one's tight. Just make these all hand tight. Should stay on there with those washers. So there we go, it's all on there now. That's not going to come off, and then I'll show you guys how the feeder attaches to it. So this is the actual feeder motor itself. What's kind of cool about this is it's got this electrical, I guess you call it electric fence, kind of surrounding it that you can turn off and on, and so that if any mice or anything try to grab a hold of this, they're going to hit that and get shocked. So that's kind of neat. It takes a 6-volt battery, you know, like kind of batteries you put in lanterns. I don't have one right now, but that's what it takes to put in here. Then you program it. I think it says you can program it up to 10 times a day to go off. And then there's different lengths of time it'll spin. So it'll tell you, you know, the longer it spins and the faster it spins, the wider it'll spread the food and more it'll spread out. It's also got a funnel here on the top of it. You can kind of adjust let how much food go in and out of it. I don't think I'm going to have to worry too much about that. But what's neat about it is it just kind of hooks onto this and twists into place. So I can keep it still while I do it. And that's it. It's on there. It's as simple as that. So the other thing we're going to do is we're going to paint this kind of the same color, some olive green color. I'm going to paint it. And then we'll drill some holes in the top of it here in the lid so I can put 2 eye hole bolts here so that I can string a piece of rope or wire here to pull it up in the air. And that'll be pretty cool. That'll should hold quite a bit of corn, and hopefully it'll last, you know, a couple of weeks if I only run it so often. So let's drill the top pieces for the lid here next, get that hooked up, and then we'll paint it. So now I got that lid on there. Got a 3/8-inch bolt or a drill bit here. All right, I had to drill this out a little bit more to get this hook in there, but now it's in there. I think it'll be enough to get my wire through there or my rope. I hope it will. I can always go down there and put it in there, so it should be good enough. I don't think I can twist it back up the other way, but then that'll hold that wire on there. I'll put the other one on the other side here. So there we go. We got both clips on here now. There's plenty of room to get a piece of wire in there. So there's the finished product with it painted. The way you program this thing is kind of intuitive, kind of not, but I've got it all set up now to go off at 2 o'clock every day. You can test it here. Let's see if we can run a test on it. It's going to count down here, and it'll spin that plate on the bottom there. You can see the plate spinning. So that's how it throws the feed out. Got it set to run for 6 seconds. That's enough to throw pretty good amount of corn on the ground. And then you can see this gate down here is the electric gate that it has on it, and you can turn that off and on with this switch over here. So this is the off and on switch right there. Right now it's off, so I could touch it, but you could turn that on and that should be live. So the cover goes on. It's got 2 little clips, one there and one there. Going to line those up. And then you can screw the on there, and that's all there is to it. I think I'm going to take that piece that I cut out. I'm going to just screw it onto here to close that hole up. Just put some screws through there, and I think that'll be it. Otherwise, I want to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like this video, give me some comments, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and we will see you guys next time.